Hello everybody, Travis here for Tpull's Corner, and it is our anniversary. It has been 5 full years of me playing and broadcasting Magic the Gathering games on YouTube. So as we start our 6th year, we thank the longtime viewers who have been around forever, and we welcome any new people as we continue on our voyage here, and we're going to kick off our new broadcasting year pretty much the same way we do every year. July means it's Evergreen month, and that means we either do a keyword, an Evergreen keyword, or a tribal element. And this one is spiders. The name of the deck is Spiders Everywhere. And we're going to bring down Leyline of the Guild Pack so we have all 5 colors. What is this one? Equal to the number of artifacts. I think we want to keep Spectacular Spider-Man around if we can. So we're going to do it this way. I think we go get a planes. We put the planes down. We put Spider-Woman down. We solve this. We don't need to attack with him right now. But now we've solved the case of the Shattered Pact. As long as they don't remove that, every combat, one of our creatures gets Flying, Double Strike, and Vigilance. And they leave? No! I had this already for the next turn. This is the goal. Put out 5-color Cosmic Spider-Man, Flying, First Strike, Trample, Lifelink, and Haste. Beginning of combat on your turn, other spiders you control gain all of those keywords. So it's kind of like a 5 Evergreen deck as well as a Spider Tpull deck. Alright, let's go ahead and... I don't know if that was really the best opening sequence, but I'll take it. I wonder if I have 4 of Jasper Flint by now. If I do, I'm due to make a deck out of him. Alright. Spiders Everywhere. The reason that I made this deck, let me show you real quick, is because in the achievements, you've got a limited amount of time to do all the Avengers Assemble achievements that are there now. So, 18 days left as of today's like past midnight on July. So it's the morning of July 3. I'm 48 into it. Cast 50 or more spider spells over any number of games. That's what I'm trying to get so I can get these cards. I was excited at the end of the last video because I realized that they were giving us cards for our collections. I really got disappointed when I looked closer. That's the symbol for Commander. So these are Brawl cards, which if anybody knows the answer to this, is driving me crazy. When you play the Brawl format, you can only play 1 copy of the card. So why are they giving us 4 copies of a Brawl card? I do not understand that. It should only be 1 copy, right? Because you can't play these in a regular standard game. And that's what's kind of irritating me, is the economy's worse than ever with the increased number of set drops they're doing. They've done nothing to help us out. I thought they were giving us cards at first that would be cards for the new Marvel Superheroes expansion set. These are not good for the regular stuff on Standard Arena. You have to go play Brawl for them. So, anyway, we go in here. Here it is. We've got a lot of heroes. So you've got to cast 100 or more hero spells to get this last one. If you don't care about playing Brawl again, you still get 1,000 XP if you get some wins here. You get the Young Avengers title, and you can get the Avenger title. So we've got, here we are, Web Spinner, 48 out of 50. I've completed the 30 heroes already, and now we're working 59 out of 100 heroes. So I'm sort of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. This deck works towards those 2 achievements. So we'll get them all done before the 18 days is done. Okay, let's go back in. We will show you the breakdown real quick. We've got 18 creatures. It's 3.0 on the dot. Nice average costing deck. There are 13 spiders in the deck. And here's what we've got. Aunt May. Now, the thing about these cards is this is almost all from the Spider-Man set, actually, not from the latest Marvel Superheroes larger expansion. These used to be not available to us with the Spider-Man art. The Marvel artwork was not allowed on Arena Online. They made an alternate set called Through the Omen Pass, had all the same, powers the same, but they put magic flavor artwork and flavor text on it. I like those cards better. I prefer to use those, but since Marvel's all the rage, I figured I would go ahead and keep these as they are, because they kind of did us dirty in the sense that Through the Omen Pass is not the default primary artwork of this. They didn't take away the Through the Omen Pass artwork, but it defaults to Aunt May as opposed to the Through the Omen Pass card. So I could go in and change all of these if I wanted to, but I figured just this once I would go ahead and use all the Marvel artwork. I must say I don't like this artwork. And Aunt May in the comics always was talking about, especially in the first 50 issues, was always talking about what a horrible person that Spider-Man was. So the idea that she's buffing up a spider creature is kind of the opposite of what she was doing in the early days of the comic book. So it's kind of a flavor fail there. And we'll talk about that more as we go along. But I'm not used to these cards. So like Merlin is somebody else in Magic that I'm used to, and I prefer to use that card. So in other future decks, I'm going to switch these to the Through the Omen Pass artwork. Anyway, with Aunt May, Legendary Human, 0/2. When another creature enters, you gain a life. If it's a spider, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature that entered. Thwip, target creature gets +2/+2, gains flying. If it's a spider, you gain 2 life. So I'm either got a spider or cards that help spiders. Peter Parker, this is a card where if you have the 4 mana, you can bring him down as Amazing Spider-Man first if you've got it, if you need to do it that way. But if you put down Peter Parker first on the left, he enters with a 2/1 green spider creature token with reach, and you see that here. That's what the spider looks like. Then you can pay 4 as a sorcery speed and convert Peter Parker into Amazing Spider-Man, and then you got a 4/4 with Vigilance and Reach, and each legendary spell you cast that's one or more colors has Web Sling. Spectacular Spider-Man, 3/2. You can bring him in on your opponent's turn since it's got Flash. For 1 mana, he gains Flying. For another, you can have him have other creatures gain Hexproof and Indestructible if you sacrifice him. Spider Sense, 1 copy of this. Counter target instant spell, sorcery spell, or triggered ability. Grow Extra Arms is it costs 2 normally, but if it targets a spider, it only costs 1, and you can give him +4/+4. So it would have to be green mana though. You'd have to have 1 green. Spider Woman, Stunning Savior, 2/2 flyer with the Venom Blast, meaning artifacts and creatures your opponents control enter tapped. Spider-Man 2099, 2/3 from the future. You can't cast them during your first, second, or third turns of the game. It has Double Strike and Vigilance, and then at the beginning of your end step, if you've played a land or cast a spell this turn from anywhere other than your hand, he deals damage equal to his power to any target. Mary Jane Watson, I don't like the flavor here because it should have used her classic line, Phase It Tiger Hewitt Jackpot, so that's a flavor fail. Whenever a spider you control enters, draw a card, only triggers once a turn. This Case of the Shattered Pact, this is the combo whenever you're using 5-color decks with Leyline at the Guild Pact. With Leyline, if it's in your opening hand, it just goes right onto the battlefield. Each non-land permanent you control is all colors, so any non-land permanent will be all 5 colors. If that happens while you have Case of the Shattered Pact at the beginning of combat on your turn, it solves the enchantment case. And to solve it, you see there, it says there are 5 colors among permanents you control. That one permanent is going to be all 5 colors. It's going to solve it. And then the next turn, at the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains Flying, Double Strike, and Vigilance. Moreland's the next card. Some people get confused by this, but you pay 2 black, and then whatever extra energy you have, and he enters with X +1/+1 counters on him. When he enters, he deals X damage to target opponent. So if you have 5 lands and 2 of them are black, you can pay all 5. He'll come in as a 2/1 with 3 +1/+1 counters. So he'll come in as a 5/4, and he'll deal 3 damage to the target opponent because the 3 is the X. So you'll also get that life. You'll get 3 life points because he's got lifelink. Spider Bite Web Warden. When Spider Bite enters, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Spider Food. This is not from the Spider set, but I considered it related. There's so many artifacts in the new set, so I can destroy an artifact with this, or an enchantment, or a creature with flying. Plus, it gets me a food token, so I have a way to gain life. Spinner of Souls is a spider. This is from Foundations. 4/3 with reach. Whenever another non-token creature control dies, you can reveal cards until you reveal a creature card, and that creature card gets to go into your hand. 2 Spider Mobiles. It's a vehicle, so has 3/3. It has crew 2, so any creature you can tap 1 as long as it has power 2 or more, and it'll activate the Spider Mobile. He's got trample, and whenever it attacks or blocks, it gets +1/+1 for each spider you control until end of the turn. I've gotten this up to, I'm trying to remember if it was 7/7 or 8/8 for the max so far. Only 1 board wipe, expel the interloopers. A lot of the stuff I have is they have 0, 1, or 2 power, so if they get a really big creature down, I can dial the yield on this, set it for like destroy creatures with power 4 or greater, get rid of all their big stuff. Gwenum Remorseless, 4/4 with both Death Touch and Lifelink. When Gwenum attacks, you can look at the top card of your library and play cards, but if you cast a spell, rather than paying the mana cost of the spell, you have to pay it life points equal to the mana value. 1 copy of Web Wires, 4/3. When it enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. And then 4 copies of Cosmic Spider-Man, which we've gone over. If I went too fast, just pause the video and go back over any of them. I've got 1 more source of life gain. I've got Restless Cottage. When it attacks, you can create a food token. This is really there for getting stuff out of the graveyard that the opponent can bring back. I can exile 1 target card from a graveyard. And then 1 Demolition Field to get rid of their special cards. And that's essentially it. And we're using it to get the 2 achievements, the Spider achievements and the Hero achievements. And when I say these cards are flavor fails, I listened to one of the latest podcasts by the head designer, Mark Rosewater. He's a big comic fan. He says he still reads comics. However, he's in vision design. And it's still difficult to tell after listening to his podcast how involved he was, because a lot of these cards, they have bad flavor text or the powers don't match what's in the comics. So he failed in one way or another because he either let things go through without checking on them. Let's see. I've got 5 colors right now, but in case I get rid of that, I've got green and black. So we always go for white because we need 2 for our board wipe. We need 2 sources of white. Anyway, Mark Rosewater normally doesn't get involved in Universes Beyond, but he's a big Marvel Comics fan. And so he gets involved in this. And he was involved in the vision design. And whatever he did, let me tell you, it was not enough. Half of these cards are poorly designed cards in terms of either the flavor or the stuff that they have, it doesn't match. And here we have 2 different Ant-Mans. No flavor text there. No flavor text there. Let's see. We could put that down. Let me put the Spider-Mobile down first. I think we have time. Okay, so whenever you draw a card, he gets +1. That makes no sense. Begin the turn, draw a card. That's a Final Fantasy card. Down to 9, they can pretty much kill me almost. Let's see, so I can put this down for 2. And if they try and kill it, I can still block with a 3/3. We wait to see if they're going to do the trade. They can just run in with Astonishing Ant-Man if they feel like it. They may feel time's on their side. We're kind of waiting to see what they're going to do. Tap up to 1 target creature. Okay, so here's where we activate our vehicle. This only cost them 2, though, so they've got plenty of energy left to do something else to me. If they can remove this in any way, they've got lethal on the field already. I will say that the advertising for Marvel Comics has been pretty good. I think I have to block that. Morlun is a devourer of spiders. He's not actually a spider. So that was unnecessary. Alright, this is what we can do. We can go ahead and attack. I think they've got lethal. This is some nice cheap cards that just get more and more value the entire way. Yeah, that's all they needed. I think they're counting. It took a little bit too long to get to the point. Maybe they're not that familiar with the cards yet. I've been facing a lot of Marvel Superheroes cards the last 3-4 days. So, just anecdotally, in my experience, the set's already going to be a big success. It's going to do better than the Spider-Man set, I think. Rosewater said Spider-Man set was one of the highest selling sets of all time, so it's in their top 10. And so Marvel's going to do better than that. Marvel will be among their top 10 selling cards. I saw some people on YouTube trying to say that Marvel was going to bomb, that like people are tired of Marvel. It is not true. People are not tired of Marvel. In the intersection of fans that Marvel has that also play Magic, some of them are excited. And even if people don't care, there are people that just play the cards no matter what. And they're buying the new cards just because they're new cards. This is a known set. I think we bring down Spider-Woman. Now if they try and do anything to Spider-Woman, we can give her hexproof and indestructible. Alright, other heroes have hexproof. So this one has hexproof. It's kind of a shame for me, but we do get a spider. So we're basically just waiting for Sheltered by Ghosts. That's fine, actually. Hopefully they don't have a Sheltered by Ghosts. I need a green energy source. And they've basically emptied their whole hand. And I don't have the right colors here. Let's get rid of one creature anyway. Poor Peter Parker. He can't do much of anything right now. This gives me the green or the blue. Actually, what if we just do this? Choose one. So Peter Parker stays. Cap loses his shield counter. And we're only going to be half dead. Oh, they go get to look for heroes. Nice. And that's indestructible? Gross. Let's see. I guess we can do this. Except he's got first strike, doesn't he? So I can't really do much against him. This is bad. The Sentry Golden Guardian. When the Sentry enters target opponent... Oh no, the target opponent creates it. Okay. That is okay. They did the flavor right on that. Is this first strike too? Yeah, it is. Alright, he's got ward. The ward is 1. I think we get rid of that. Can't get rid of the other flyer. Alright, I have to attack with that. These just cancel each other out, though. This is still pretty bad because he has vigilance and this does not. And I don't have reach. So that creature has to attack, and he can just block it. But then he can attack me in the air for 5. And since he's got vigilance, he doesn't have to worry about this. So the void is almost worthless. That's not the best design card. I need to have a way to get rid of a flying, vigilance, indestructible creature in order to do anything. That's terrible design. Alright, what if anything, I've got blue, black, or green. I guess blue, for starters. So I can put this down. And I guess I just have to attack. I'm pretty much dead. They got a 5/5 indestructible. I need a special kind of removal for that, and I don't got it. I can do that. But with no more life gain. That's a pretty stupid design. The Void is supposed to be the equal and the opposite of the Sentry. He's supposed to be just about as powerful as him. But they designed it so that your 5/5 indestructible can block their 5/5 indestructible every single time. And he can still attack the next turn while the Void can't. That's such an overpowering advantage. That is also a design fail. Well, we got the web spinner. I'm so disappointed in the way they design these cards. They're not Marvel cards properly. Alright, again, this is for Brawl, so you can use this for a Brawl deck. You can make him your commander, I guess. 2/3, double strike haste. Whenever he attacks, target creature can't block this turn. But they gave us 4 copies. Again, in the comments, tell me why they gave us 4 copies. I do not understand that. What do we got left to do? The last final one, we've got 64 out of 100. I don't think we're going to get there tonight, but we'll probably get there with my next deck, which I've already made. It's almost like a protest deck of sorts. You'll see. It'll be fun. It'll be great. It'll be great. What I need is the right color lands or an earlier ley lines so I can use all of my spells. We've got blue and black. All right. So I'm definitely going to need to go get my planes. It's a lot of cards. There's been a lot of advertising for the new Universes Beyond Marvel's Secret Wars expansion. We pointed out at the last video, Marvel's been advertising on the back of their cards for 2 months straight. Do I go get a second planes or do I go get my 5th color? I've got white and red and blue and black or green. So any of blue, black, or green that I can get gives me my 5th color. That's what we needed. We're kind of waiting for them to do something because there could be counter spells. So we want them to tap out. We want them to bring one more threat down. It's not the threat I was thinking of, but there we go. What happens when he becomes prepared? Okay. Alright, we're good. We're good there. We do the board wipe. We could have made that 0. We come here. I'll go get blue. Now we can cast pretty much anything. That's a nice card to get right now. Now that I've played all my removal. Alright, we bring Cosmic Spider-Man down. Cosmic Spider-Man is going to solve the case. And we also got 5 damage in. Now if they remove it, we've got another Cosmic Spider-Man. I would like to get rid of Dr. Octopus. Uh-oh, that's not good. If they got more of those, I'm in trouble. Okay, we get to reveal some cards. I need the other 3 more than I need those. They only get to choose 1. Now, I guess I have to hope they don't have a counterspell? It's worth a shot. I really should have gone after the enchantment. So that's kind of a mistake of mine, but... Test again to see if they have a counterspell. Yeah, that was really a misclick. I was trying to get for the kidnap and I moved a little too fast. But I guess it's kind of better. If they did have a counterspell and they used it, they would have been able to hit me for 13 points of damage. Oh, they're digging. They've got 7 cards in their hand and they're still digging? And they probably have an extra one of those because they don't care about it. Alright, I kind of have to try Cosmic Spider-Man. Just no counterspell, okay? Ugh. Alright. That's it, they kill me. I mean, I can chump block. That's... But I already used my board wipe early on. I would need an entire one more Cosmic Spider-Man right now. Hmm. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this will be 6. It was all on the stack, so I still got the life gain from it. Ouch. That's not a Marvel superhero villain. Well, once you got the land, it's a pretty good deck. Seems to have everything in it. They basically found a Marvel Villains deck to go into my Spider-Man deck. If we could get... We have 4 copies of Leylines in there. If we could get that early... We need it really in our opening hand. And when I was playtesting the deck, it happened with surprising regularity. There we go, there's 2 of them. None of this is edited. This is just the Spies at Wizards listening to me complain. And when they realize, they're like, oh, we've been artificially keeping Leyline from showing up. We better give them some. I guess Mary Jane can come down next. We had the mana for Spider-Man 2099, but we can't do it during first, second, or third turn. This looks like a landfall deck, or maybe an earthbend deck. And they've got almost enough energy already to cast just about anything they want. There we go. Hello? They're going to use 2 to get rid of a 2/2? I'm kind of surprised about that. Alright, Spider-Man 2099 can come down next turn. I'm just going to earthbend us to death. I kind of feel good about where we are, actually. Alright, we solve that, so he gets flying and double strike and vigilance, so we can attack without fear, can do damage, and he's still a defender for us. Maybe we can't use Expel the Interlopers unless I'm willing to get rid of all of my creatures too. But if he starts pumping his up, we could do some interesting things after all. Alright, let's do our food now. And we do expel the interlopers after all. So at least get rid of 4 creatures. Oh, hello, wait a second. That's the combo. They already used 2 rocker rebutes and 1 hard-hitting question, so I don't think they can do anything else to us. He can double counters, and that's not enough. These can't attack me at all now. They're just going to go through all the motions and get the maximum thing that they can do. Oh, that's kind of a mistake. I'm going to get rid of Bristly Bill right now. Let's have fun. We'll get rid of power creatures 6 or better. That gets rid of their creature. He'll come back. Yay! Look at that. The combo worked. Really, you just need those 3 pieces. It may be a way to protect your creature, because removal is so big in the game. We're going to do one more just for funsies as I talk about the advertising campaign a little bit more. Okay, so I mentioned last week, for 2 months in a row, Marvel's been putting ads on the back of every single comic they publish. Wizards of the Coast has done their own marketing blitz, too. They've been putting out a ton of Facebook advertising, other social media advertising. Your inbox has been flooded with all sorts of offers. If you do have any interest in the set and you have some disposable income, the offers are good. Like, they're trying to get you into the stores to play with the actual legitimate physical cardboard rectangles to get you to enjoy a game of Magic with other people. It's turning out. They've got all sorts of different offers, like you'll participate in a group session of some sort, and you'll get a promo card, or there's starter decks that you can buy. There's just tons of different offers, tons of different incentives to go to a physical store. I think there's something if you go ahead and engage in the online arena. There's even a thing or two that you can participate in. I think you have to pay a little something first, right? But that's fine. So they're going all in, both Marvel and Wizards of the Coast. I don't think we want to kill that. I think we want to let that hit us. We go here. We go here. We get a relatively weak Moreland out, but that still hurts them and helps us, and we get 6 points of damage. And the next turn we get Cosmic Spider-Man out. This will be a Plains like always in case they get rid of this. I don't really care about Spider-Woman going away. Now we'll be able to cast a board wipe if we need to, if something goes wrong. But in the meantime, the spiders have flying, so that's 9 points in the air, and they have to chump block Moreland. Which kind of means this was probably a mistake to attack with the 3/3. That should have been on defense against Moreland. Okay, it is 29-1. What can you do? You can gain 1 life. There's a giant with reach. Okay. Are you gonna... No! No, why would you do that? Why would they do that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, their name was Axe to Grind. If they didn't have an Axe to Grind with me before, they do now. Alright, we'll get a card. Lofty Dreams. I don't know that I had more than one of those. Alright, let's show you the deck one more time. We were able to demonstrate the winning combo a couple of times. And you don't necessarily even need Case of the Shattered Pact. If you manage to get a Leyline of the Guild Pact and a Cosmic Spider-Man, and they can't remove that, that's basically game over. We have a couple of ways to sort of save it, right? If the case they start doing a lot of damage, we've got a Spectacular Spider-Man, we can give it hexproof and indestructible. We've got a counterspell maybe against removal. We've got, if they're doing a lot of damage, we can give it +4/+4 or +2/+2. And if they paralyze it or freeze it, we could return it up to our own hand. So a number of different cards in there to kind of protect this and save it and so on. But if you do manage to get a couple of other spiders out ahead of time, this turns into an Air Force, and you see most of the decks there, they don't have enough flying and reach and that kind of stuff to prevent events going over your head. That's still a big problem with a lot of opponents. They don't figure on opposing flight often enough. But that's the deck. Again, it's been 5 years. It's been great. I'm going to hang around for a little bit longer at least. We'll continue on with Evergreen month, and next deck will be a deck full of heroes, so that'll be the type of deck that we make next. And as I said, if you want to see a particular Evergreen mechanic, go ahead and just put But put what you want in the comments, and I'll go ahead and make a deck. I've made all flying decks. I've made all trample decks. I've made all haste decks. I've used just about over the last 5 years during Evergreen month. I've made an Evergreen deck out of just about every single mechanic that's named, and then I've done a lot of tribal decks, which they call Tpull now. I think out of some political correctness type thing. It's weird. But yeah, just put in the request and I'll go ahead and make it for you. And we'll have whatever you want for this month. How's that sound? And as always, thank you very much for tuning in. And we'll have something new for you next time. Thanks. Have a good one.